Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we are continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series of our Hunter Syken shoots. It is time for Wetlands, where we are finishing up a couple of quests. Also, I'm trying my dearest to hopefully get a Wetlands elite quest group going. So far I have 3, which is a good start, but I would need a couple more, at least a healer. And as always, server population looks a little bit slim-ish. Our pet, by the way, has become an undead, small undead, which is lol. Yeah, the empty server really shows. That's unfortunate, man. Anyways, we're doing a solo quest here. Right where the Marines are. The sunken ships led to undeads who, funnily enough, have the curse of not only letting you take more damage but also looking like them. So for once I do have an undead female pet. Cypher has changed. Oh, this is really annoying, the whole questing situation. Can't tell you just how annoying it is, because this year would be such a easy questing location if it wouldn't be for an empty server. I've done the elite quests multiple times with people together, and it always only took moments to fill it. Looking for one more, preferably a melee that can tank. Got a full group. Come to Wetlands, we can start soon. Got 5th on the way. Let's see if this druid wants to tank. Druid isn't even playing. Okay, well, at this point it is what it is. Let's get the snuff box, which is all the way in the bottom of the ship. Yeah, underwater combat, not always easy, but luckily we have one of the classes that has the least problems with it. Of course. So, testing out Feign Death for the first time. Very good. Pulling this guy out. Good, and I need to start skilling my pole arms. This is ridiculous. Haven't hit anyone. You can see just how full this ship really is. So if you're messing up and moving in the wrong direction, then things escalate super easy. Line of sight through these windows is also quite scuffed. Once you get it going, things are looking good. We got everybody here, so let's start. And let me organize it. Alright, so managed to get a group together thanks to persistent efforts, and we're now summoning the remaining guys. Very good. So with them here, having a warlock really is such a lifesaver. It's not the typical group where you would just take the summoning and let's go. Since we do not have a dedicated tank, let's be a bit mindful. Focus, fire, and let the Void Walker off tank if needed. Okay, let's see how well this is going. Nice agility. Boots are actually not too bad. They are not too bad. I think I'll need on them as well. 8 agility is huge. Wrong aspect, by the way. All right. So far, the damage, I mean, these outdoor elite quests are never like real dungeons. This wouldn't necessarily be a party that I would run a dungeon with, because the pets typically don't hold enough aggro. But it can be done. I mean, we do have 3 pets, so there is plenty of opportunity to taunt them off. Yeah, we might need to do a mana break here and there. Drink if you need to. Healer's doing a good job in keeping everybody alive. And this is really just a kill quest with a couple of bosses in between. So I'll let us clear the exterior parts. And then we're going for the interior next. And the good part when you do not have a real tank is people actually start to listen and properly quote unquote obey in this particular case. In this particular case, it is about not pulling too many and having kind of a proper front line. I'll leave Cypher out for now. I'll just tank the other guy, that's okay. Instead of running around like a headless chicken. Need to be a bit mana conservant. Okay, I think the boss is in here. He could be anywhere, but it's very likely that he is kind of up in that building. I'm using my pet to kind of tank, taunt, rotate, and luckily we got intimidation, which is a phenomenal skill. mana up before we go in. The boss might be there. He is no joke. Oh, that's a fantastic weapon. That's a really good weapon. Very good. My trap is exactly what we need here. Like I said, he's no joke. The guy is Shadowbolt Volley. Drains a lot of the mana. Is a caster. Immune to many of the spells. Alright. So, now it's time to get the demolitionists down. I forgot to mark, so people were splitting damage. Warlock even goes in with Hellfire. Nice. it's a bit funny to see how you're pulling with a hunter and also tanking it. Next building, let's go. Yeah, those frost traps are super invaluable. I mean, 40% movement for them left. Okay, some more outdoor here and in the other camp. None of the normal are in the houses. For me, we will go to the other camp and get the remaining 6. Alright, fast forward for you guys. Alright, done. Follow, please. We had a close call. Unfortunately, I couldn't start the recording because I was so busy. So we were at our Forge Hill here, just killing others, and all of a sudden the boss spawned like right next to a camp of 6 elites, and he then chain pulled quite a few of them into that whole segment, which was crazy, and we were fighting boss plus all of the elites. Unfortunately for us, the boss was too strong, so we needed to do a coordinated retreat, which in itself is was a fun thing to see, right? So I'll just use this group here because they're dealing damage anyways, to cheekily level my pole arms, which I should have done since a while. Might as well do it on the leads here. The corpse. Yeah, and you can see getting it up to 120-ish, which is kind of the point where I am not a melee hunter, but where at least the wing clips do not miss anymore. That's where you might be too low level arrow. I think one of the quests is level 28 plus. Check if you had a silver exclamation mark on one of the quest NPCs. Follow for the final part of the quest. Afterwards we are doing, which 3 people have those who want to do it. Just follow me afterwards. Listen, I mean, you can say what you want, but elite quests are just very, very good. We're almost at level 32, just out of those few elite quests, and this was crazily good. This part is not so much an elite part. These are all non-elites, so really doesn't matter that much. And done. So that was that. We are fast forwarding for Necrosh because that's the next part. Once we're done with Necrosh, we'll just do the Cursed Crew, and then we're sailing over to Darkshire because that's where the Tower of Aklarosh is, and then we're doing Ashen Vale. So a couple of quests still in that run. I'll fast forward a bit more so that this episode doesn't drag out for too long. Alright, jumping right into Necrosh. We killed a lot of orcs in order to get to him. I just got the catapults done and then cleared towards him. But with 3 people, easily doable. I could have soloed it. Now that's a good one because we are pretty much done with the area here. Thank you for the group. Enjoyed it. Stay safe, everyone. And we're essentially disbanding. They will find their way home. I just don't want to lead them down here, which is where I need to go next. So we do have the Noble Brew, which is a quest from Stormwind, kind of picking up a couple of quests that I elsewise wouldn't be doing. And it's time to get the second part. The first part was in Duskwood, This part is over here. It's essentially like flowers that you pick in order to make a better beer, I suppose. So we're going to do that. Afterwards, I'll walk all the way up to the Arathi Highlands just to get that flight point, because elsewise it will be a pain to do that from here again. So we're going to get that flight point. And matter of fact, I'm even considering moving all the way over to get the flight point in Hillspread. And then we can fly back. Hillspread would be a nice location to quest now, but since we're already level 32, I would want to finish the Ashenvale portion. That was something that we haven't done so far, and then there is 1,000 Needles, which is really all the way up our alleyway because it is just pure grinding. Plus it gives us a couple of flight points. It's that time in the year where you want to get all of the flight points going and essentially like get mobility, because soon-ish we will need all of those flight points. So it'll take a bit of time, but that's okay for me. So this is now getting this part done. So next time we're visiting Stormwind, that's an easy cash in. We're going to go to Arathi. We're going to do that next. And from Arathi, I mean, we could even go and take the letter. But that would mean we're jumping down, and then we need to swim all the way over here. Oh, that's rough. I don't want to do that. It takes a lot of time. We're instead just going to do all of this here and go up here, then get to South Shore, then fly over and do the rest in Darkshore / Ashenvale. Alright, so I got all of the flight points, and with those done, we are now moving our attention to the Tower of Altharax, which is a level 31 quest. It was always either too high, or I didn't have a class that could deal very well with multiples. I decided to not do that so often that I'm actually like genuinely looking forward to see how things are developing now that we're going in. So that tower is no joke. Inside there are almost exclusively necromancers, I think. Warlocks rather, with the demonic pets. The outside is completely neglectable. Like these guys here, yeah, not even a challenge. They are level 17, but I'm still clearing them because on our way out they could add and cause us to be dazed, and I don't want that to happen. Good. Yeah, I've been abandoning this this particular quest at this stage so often that I am for once really looking forward to do the quest. So these guys here are level 28. Doesn't look like much, but their shadow bolts are hurting. And as you can appreciate, I mean, you can see it just purely from us being engaged with all of the Void Walkers. These guys actually do hurt very bad, because if you're now I need to abandon. Okay, because if you are in a scenario where you're fighting like 2 pet classes, essentially every double pull immediately becomes a quadruple, and not every class has the ability to so conveniently and easy shrug off ads. It was even too much for my pet at this particular point in time. So getting it back in action, one of the warlocks is down, which also means that the pet of said warlock is down. Okay, so now we can slowly but surely move in. The entrance itself is already nasty, because you do have those patrols that you can't really spot from the outside. The moment that you are seeing the patrols, it's almost too late, right? And like I mentioned, their shadow bolts are hitting for 200-ish, which is a lot of damage. Plus on top, 2 Voidwalker minions, and those Voidwalkers are not like your average Voidwalker that you do have as a warlock. They actually hurt. And have a lot of hit points. It is the worst type of pet that they could have. So yeah, and I don't even know what's up on top of the tower. I was suspecting potentially like a boss warlock, which comes with their own pet, and then many other warlocks, and that was the point in time where I decided, you know what, I don't want to continue fighting warlocks that are higher level than I am. Understandably so. The good part about warlocks for us is they are still clothies, and yes, they're dealing a lot of damage, but they also want to stay at range, which means it's super easy for us to position, and we can simply out damage them. Okay, look, we're putting a trap down here. That these guys come to us. It's a normal double pull. I've still not seen what's up there. My suspicion remains that it is some sort of boss caster. There we go. One more kill. As if I would have known it, eh? Yeah, if you play the game for long enough, patterns show up. In this room in particular, I know it from many, many towers. There's another problem with this type of structure, the Z-axis. If I was to trigger and pull multiples, as long as they have the same position as I, they can hit me all the way down to the floor, which means going down that spiral staircase is a death sentence, because you are triggering many, many, many mobs during that period of time. Good, we're going in. And that's what I feared could happen. Getting rid of the easiest target, which is the Voidwalker, will also not run. And now it is time for the boss himself. Stunning him. Bit of rapid fire. Does he have any special abilities? No. He's just surrounded by a lot of casters. Okay. See, we're immediately getting into combat again, which I don't like. And our idea to clear all of this turned out to be the right one, but didn't work out particularly well. So now all of them are going to chain. Are we somewhat done now? Thank you. Okay, Tower of Arthrax. Interesting quest. Here's the head. And we got a sword that we could get. Where exactly would we pick that up? Oh. Right down there. Okay, cool. Good. Going to get that next. Let's go. Alright, so we arrived in Ashenvale. I traded in Rain's Cleansing over here and started to go absolutely ham on the satyrs here for the satyr horns. So we got both of those quests in the back, as they say. And now it's a matter of just moving on. Hopefully by not killing ourselves. This is one of the shortcuts where I regret that I'm falling. Yeah, okay. Why, Saiken? Why would you need to do that? Oh, come on, really? Well, that's also part of the classic experience, isn't it? The good old unstuck. Alright, needed to use the unstuck service, which is a real shame. It always teleports you to the nearest graveyard, and in that case that was down here near the Tail and Depth path. So yeah, you can get stuck in those little nukes where there is really no way out. Even worse, if you aggro an enemy and you're in there, you will need to fight them or die trying, because you just can't escape. Maybe blink would have worked, but there is also real risk by blinking through trees, which is possible to fall out of bounds of the world and just fall through the world, at which point you would be disconnected automatically, and you would need to like unstuck your character. So yeah, well, sometimes it is what it is. We're going to trade in Rain's Cleansing and then the Satyr Horns. If I'm not mistaken, Rain's Cleansing has a final portion kind of around here, where we need to go into that little hideout of Fullborgs and then end the entire quest line. It is crazy to see that we're at 32.5. I haven't even moved to Shimmering Flats yet, where there is like how much? At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quests just to get all of that done. Yeah, the absence of dungeons hasn't really impacted us. I will give an update though. I had been asked to join a Gnome Regan dungeon a little bit earlier, so that was the first shimmer of hope that someone else is actually doing something. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to commit to a full dungeon run in Omrigan, which is a rather long dungeon, but that would have been so cool. I was really cursing myself out for that amount of unluck that I had. Because the one time, right, that you finally get someone to ask you as a DPS to go into a dungeon with them, after you were like looking for dungeons so long, that for one time it doesn't work out. Yeah. Anyways, oh, by the way, and this here drop from the satyrs, a little bit of blue treasure. Let's trade in the satyrs. Voila, there we are. Time to talk to Liliana and finish that quest. Kind of a bit of a loner quest, just 2,500 XP and we're done. But every little bit of experience counts. We're now at 50% in the level. We're going to do that quest line here, simply because I like to finish an area, and that's not too far away from the Tail in Depth pass, so we're just going to do that quest, and afterwards we're going to go through the Tail in Depth path. I'll get all of the flight points, the one here in Stone Talon and the one here in Desolace. Desolace is a good area for, let's say, 36, 37, because then we can do everything including the Scarlet pre-quest, so that we do have Scarlet Monastery available for us. So I'll push that out for a little bit. I think the next one is Shimmering Flats for sure. And then the question is, at which point do we want to go into Stranglethorn Vale? There are a couple of 33-ish quests, also a couple of 32-ish quests, so likely afterwards it's STV Part 1, which will give us quite a few quests up here. Then we're transitioning and doing all of those quests here in one go, where the higher level quests are like level 35-ish. And all of the quests that we can do here, where we do have still a couple of 36 quests worth of weight in gold, as well as all of the other quests here. At that point we should be solidly mid 30s, which is a great opportunity to go up here, do all of the quests in the swampy area here. 36, 37, then I would definitely want to revisit Stranglethorn for the second time, do everything including getting my new gun, because then we would do the quest line to get the Nessingway gun, which will give us a huge boost, and at that point I think we're like 38-ish, and there are plenty of options from there. But that seems like a really solid grind. I forgot to say Desolace, which we should actually do at 37-ish. So you see, there are, if you are doing the quests in the different regions, you can actually do quite a few. If you do them a tiny bit over leveled, you can stay longer in an area, because you can like do an area in one go. Cool. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you all in the next episode, and bye bye.